I thought we'd start the recipe or the show with a recipe that's kind of near and dear to my heart during the holidays because it's very, very versatile. It's my homemade cranberry orange bread. And what I love about it is that you can make it as a really nice breakfast bread if you're hosting a brunch. Earlier this week we did a brunch, holiday brunch show. So it'd be perfect. You can make it ahead, pull it out for brunch, slice it up. It also is a great gift during the holidays. I'm a huge fan of giving gifts from my kitchen, and I talk about this all the time. Anybody can go out and buy a gift, and that's great. I mean, that's fantastic. But to take the time to actually make something, that just wows me. When my kids make me homemade cards, I just melt. I do. I mean, because they put thought into it. They put love into it. They got creative. Same goes from gifts from my kitchen. So this orange bread is something that you could actually bake right now, wrap it up really well, and freeze it, and make a bunch of them, and have them in your freezer, and then give them as gifts throughout the holiday season. And you can do this. This makes one nice big loaf, but it'll also make a couple of, maybe even 3 of the mini loaves, just depending on the size of your loaves. I actually have a loaf pan that makes 4 loaves at once. So I don't think I'd get quite 4 out of this, but I'd probably get 2 to 3 loaves out of this. And those mini loaves are great to give as gifts for the holiday season. So, or this is just great to bring to the office, and do something special at the office. Bring a nice cranberry orange bread. So enough talk, we're gonna get to work on this recipe, and it's very, very easy, super easy recipe. So it starts with 2 cups of all-purpose flour, and like muffins, when you're doing a quick bread like this, and this bread is a quick bread. We don't have to worry about it rising or anything like that. It's quick. It's like banana bread. You throw it together that easy. It's real important to do the dry ingredients one bowl and the wet ingredients in another bowl. So otherwise you want a nice, moist, tender bread, and you don't want to overmix it. We're not using a beater at all in this case. We're going to mix it by hand. So to our 2 cups of all-purpose flour goes 1 cup of sugar. We've got a pinch of salt. I have baking powder and baking soda. All right, I'm going to mix that together. And I like to whisk it together. You don't need to really sift too much. Most of the recipes that call for sifting, you really don't need to do that too much these days. If you whisk it together, it really incorporates everything, and then you won't get that bite of baking soda when you bite into a bread, which is never a good thing. It really, take the time to whisk it together, and it'll all get combined very, very well. Okay, so Abby, again, remind me of the specific ingredients. I just want to give those out to you. It was 2 cups of flour, 1 cup of sugar, 1½ teaspoons of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon baking soda. We'll put the full recipe on our website. 3 tablespoons of butter, or you can pick up this recipe at any area Cops Foods, by the way. So 3 tablespoons of butter that I'm just melting. And I hope you'll come out and see me. I've got lots of holiday book signings this holiday season. This weekend, Saturday, I'm going to be at Cook's Corner from 1:30 to 3. Next Saturday, so a week from this Saturday, I've got a whole bunch of book signings. I'll be back at Cook's Corner from 11 to 12:30. Then I'm at both Barnes & Nobles, the Green Bay and Appleton. Green Bay 1 to 2:30, and then the Appleton 3 to 4:30. So come out and see me, and lots of other signings on top of those too. So just melting my butter. Perfect. Okay, and then I've got actually orange zest and orange juice. So the recipe starts with 3/4 of a cup of orange juice. You can use fresh squeezed orange juice, or you just the orange juice that you drink in the morning. It's up to you. I get it. The holidays are a busy time. You don't want to squeeze fresh orange juice. Not a big deal. It really is important, though, to have fresh orange zest in this. So the zest of about 1 orange works great. And the oranges are wonderful this time of year. And this is really going to pack some orange flavor in here. I love the combination of, I love using cranberries during the holidays. Cranberries aren't just a Thanksgiving thing. Wisconsin's one of the top cranberry growers. They are tops, the #1 cranberry growers in the country. And I like to support them. And I also think that they're red and festive. I like to use them. Actually, we'll put cranberries in like centerpieces or drop them in with candles and use them in lots and lots of recipes. And the combination of cranberry and orange is just really festive. So I do cranberry orange scones, cranberry orange muffins, but this is the easiest of all of the recipes. This cranberry orange quick bread. So I'm using this microplane, and if you don't have one of these babies, you see me use this on the show quite a bit. Man, put one on your Christmas list. They've really come down in price, and the great thing about them is, growing up, when recipe used to call for a zest of an orange or lemon or lime, you'd have to use like an old-fashioned zester or a box grater, and half the orange, the zest gets stuck in there, and then you grate a little bit of your finger, which is no fun at all. These are really versatile. You can grate Parmesan cheese with them, chocolate with them, zest with them. It used to be an old woodworking tool. Garlic, yeah, if you really want to, get fine pieces of garlic or onion. Anne doesn't like any chunks of onion in anything, and if your kids are the same way, you can grate onion, juice and get that flavor of onion in there without putting pieces of onion. So, and then you just tap the back, and all that zest, or most of it anyway, or you can just run your fingers along will get right into whatever recipes you're doing. So they're great. You can pick them up at lots of area cooking stores. I know they have them for sure at Cook's Corner. Okay, so melted butter, 3/4 of a cup of orange juice, fresh or the just orange juice you drink, 3 tablespoons of butter, the zest of 1 orange. I'm going to whisk that together, and 1 egg. So most of the ingredients so far you probably have on hand, except for the cranberries, maybe not the orange. And then 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Using a lot of vanilla in our kitchen lately, and I just normally eyeball it. If you put a teeny bit extra vanilla in there, it's not going to be a big deal. Hey, I hope you watched the Better Half on Friday. We're going to be making Christmas cookies with some of the ladies, and they have some fun recipes, so I hope you watch. You know what this smells like right now? An orange Julius. Did you like orange Julius, Ann? Oh, I love those. Abby, my producer, she chimed in. She liked them too. Do we have one around anymore? I know we used to. Anyway, I like that. It smells like that. Okay, so at this point, we're going to fold in our flour mixture, our flour, our baking soda. This had the sugar in it, baking powder. And at this point, we want to just kind of gently incorporate the two, but it's not going to be like a cake batter. So it's going to be kind of lumpy, and that's okay. Just want to combine it, just like you would with muffins. Yeah, one other thing I wanted to mention is that we have a really special, if you like the Better Half on Fridays, Friday night at 7 o'clock, we have a green and gold Christmas special, which is a lot of fun. We actually did a couple of segments over at my house, and then some of the actual Packer players are involved, reading their favorite Christmas stories. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And at 7 o'clock Friday night, we're going to see some great Christmas lights, so it should be fun. And hopefully we'll have another good Packers game this weekend. Wouldn't that be nice? And at this point, we've got fresh whole cranberries that have just been washed that we're going to fold in. Now you want to spray or butter. We happen to love this baking spray, which just came on the market. I don't think it's been on the market that long. But the nice thing is it not only greases the pan, but it flours it too. You want to be able to get that bread out of the pan. So that really helps with that. Oven temperature 350. And a good 15 minutes or more to bake. This is a really dense bread, so keep an eye on it. Every oven's different, but it's probably going to at least take a good 40 to 55 minutes. So check it at 40, 45. And then it's really important also, I mean, I love serving quick breads like this warm, but even if you want to serve it warm, let it cool about 15 minutes and then it'll slice it up. Really good warm out of the oven, maybe a little butter on top. So in this goes, and we're actually going to get it in the oven right now. And Anne has it all decorated up. It slices beautifully. We just dusted it with a little brown sugar, garnished it with a few, or powdered sugar, I should say, garnished with a few fresh cranberries over the top. If you want, maybe a slice of orange would be pretty if you're doing this for a holiday brunch. But no matter how you serve it, it is absolutely delicious. And as I said, makes a really nice, lovely homemade holiday gift for your kitchen if you want to do this size loaf or mini loaf. So we will put the recipe for my cranberry orange bread on the website, or you can pick it up at any area Kopp's food stores. They now will be carrying a lot of my recipes, so just check the service desk and just say, hey, I understand you're carrying Amy's recipes. Do you have them for me? And they should have them right there for you. So